Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello and welcome to Valentine's Day. I hope you all have a lovely day, whether that's with a partner, without a partner, with a card, without a card. I hope you all find something that is just for you in today, whatever that may be, even if it's a 5-minute piece in the bath, or managing to sit down and get some stitches in. I hope you all managed to do that. So, where are we? We're on take 3. The last take, I got all the way to 5 minutes and I just thought, no. So, I'm hoping against hope that this is the take. This is the one. Welcome to... Yes, welcome to here. Welcome to me. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. Whether you have been with me from the start and are still clinging on, whether you've picked me up along the way or I've picked you up along the way, and whether you are brand new around here, it's really good to see you all, and I appreciate every single one of you. Many, many, many thanks for your support. Speaking of which, massive thank you to Christina, who bought me a cuppa this week. Well, she bought me a couple of cuppas this week, which I was totally thrown. It's ages and ages and ages since anyone. I've got a link down in the description if anybody wants to support me like that. But yeah, it's been so long, so thank you. Really, really appreciate that, and I had a good day because I woke up and thought, oh wow, that is cool. That is very, very cool. So I have thought about you, Christina, when I've been having my cuppas this week. I got a new cup actually. I probably should have had a cup of tea and shown you it. I might do when I have a breather. So where am I? Who am I? Yeah. What am I meant to be doing? Cross stitch. Justsewsherrie. This week's Justsewsherrie. I was reminded of this. My boss sent me over a joke this week, which I laughed at. It was very, very funny. Well, to me it was very funny. But it reminded me of a time in the past. And this involved a partner. So it's very appropriate. This is not like last year's red hot chili date that I had. Yeah, and if you want to hear that one, you just need to go back to my Valentine's week Flosstube, because that was a good one. Yeah, not so much for me at the time, but yeah, it was a good one. So I had a partner once upon a time. Oh, am I talking? And this was just the last partner I had, and it was over 10 years ago. Yeah, I gave them up. I gave them up for Lent, and I had such a good time that I didn't bother getting any more after that. But this particular one, I can tell you his name because he'll never watch it, and nobody around here knows him. So it was a guy called Rich, and he had a seizure. He had a massive seizure out of nowhere. He wasn't epileptic. There was no reason for this seizure to have happened. So it was a massive seizure, and it went on for, 3 minutes, 4, 5 minutes. It went on for a long time. It went on long enough for me to phone the emergency services while he was still fitting. And yeah, it was a bit stressful because, like I say, it came out of nowhere. There was no reason for it. So anyway, I'd gotten off the phone with the operator, and the paramedics were on their way. And at which point, I had managed to get him on my side. Bear in mind, this guy was 6'3", and he wasn't skinny, put it that way. He was stocky. He wasn't fat, but yeah. So he was heavy, I'd managed to get him onto his side and everything, and the paramedics turned up, and at which point he was literally just sort of coming around in terms of awareness, consciousness. So the paramedics were obviously asking him questions. Now, this is a lad, right, who I met in recovery circles. So he hadn't always lived a life on the straight and narrow, shall we say. He was very much on the straight and narrow when I met him, but previously in his life he hadn't been. So anyway, it was dead funny because these guys were asking him questions, and they said to him, "Do you know where you are?" He said, "Yes." And they said, "Well, can you tell us?" He said, "Well, I'm here." And they laughed and went, "Yeah, I know, but where's here?" And he sort of looked around and went, "Home." And they were obviously trying to get him to say whether he could put rational thought and join it up with words. And they went, "Yes, yes, yeah, you're right. Do you know what the address is where you're at?" And he was like, "Oh, no." And they said, "Right, do you know who this is?" Pointing to me, and he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Again, would you like to tell us, can you tell us who she is?" "My girlfriend." And looked at me as if, "You are, aren't you?" I think, I don't really know. At which point I was probably kind of hoping I wasn't. They said, "Yes, yeah, she's your girlfriend." I mean, by this point they were laughing, you know. And they said, "Can you tell us her name?" And he went, "Oh, no." It was quite funny. So anyway, we never found out what the seizure. Well, I've got a sneaky feeling what the seizures were from, but we never found a medical reason for them. Anyway, a few months later, I was telling this story again because I thought it was hilarious, and he says, "Oh, you can't blame us though." At this point, he was lucid. "You can't blame us though." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well," he says, "all I knew was I was like being grilled by men in uniform and I was telling them nothing." I was like, "Richard, they were paramedics." "Oh, I didn't care. They were in a uniform. I was telling them nout." So yes, that was very funny. I think he's still on the straight and narrow. As far as I know, he got a new girlfriend. He had a nice new baby, and that was, oh gosh, a few years ago now. So yeah. I was telling them nout. Anyway, I'm going to tell you lots. So, where are we? What have we got this week, cross-stitch wise? Well, we've got a lot. We have got a lot. I've been off on leave. And we've got more than I realised for once. Because for the last few weeks I've been saying, "You haven't got as much as I thought I had." We have got, for your viewing pleasure only, 1, 2, 3, 4 fully finishes. 4. I have got 2 new starts. I have got a prototype. That's a new category, isn't it? And I have got a recovery, another new category. So shall we get started? My hands are freezing. I'm going to end up with me fingerless gloves on. Big shout out there to anybody who's got Raynaud's. Oh, you see how white my hands are. Oh, freezing. The recovery of the Ribena. It came out. it came out. I have to confess, because I was just going to stitch it all and then wash it at the end, because at least what I was thinking was, if the threads fade kind of thing, it won't be too torn. But really the threads shouldn't have faded after one wash. And everybody kind of went, I would do it sooner rather than later, Sherrie. So I took your advice, I listened to you, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to do what the people who know what they're talking about say. So I did, I washed it, and it came out, which I'm over the moon. I thought I was going to have to wash it a few times. I think that's what it was. I thought it would come out eventually. I thought I was going to have to wash it 2 or 3 times. And I think that's why I didn't want to do it until it was all finished, because then at least all the threads would end up whatever colour they ended up. So a thank you to those of you who encouraged me to just get it done. I did just get it done, and it came out. So this is, oh, sorry, I should have shown you, in case you're new around here and you weren't around last week. So this is Hands On Design Christmas Folk, and this is the style that I'm doing with the Talking Dog Stitcher this year, Rachel. And we separate down into chunks and do a bit a month. So I'm on target. This was February's month, the little houses and then the mantle top and then the Merry. But I had slopped Ribena on it. And I still haven't got to grips with this bottle. Well, the top, the sucky bit, straw. Yeah, it'll be forever known as the sucky bit now, I think. I got some new t-shirts, and I have my cream new t-shirt on yesterday, which is now covered in Ribena juice again. I'm definitely going to invest in a new one. A couple of you recommended some on last week's, but I paid £20 for that. I don't want to just go, oh God, it's rubbish, and buy a new one. But I think I'm going to have to. So, fully finishes. From the Heart, Needle Art by Wendy. I finally got the January one fully finished. So these were my monthly doings 2024. And all the ones that I've done, that are finished, have been fully finished apart from January. I never got round to getting January done. So, of course, we're in February now. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll do January. Yeah. And now you'll have to wait, well, I'll have to wait 11 months to be able to see it up. So that was well thought out. But anyway, it's done now. The blinds are up. I mean, they're closed, if you know what I mean. They're up and closed. Yeah. Yeah. If you know, you know. So anyway, yes, I fully finished January. I do still have June and December to finish. It wasn't a wonderfully successful year. I mean, to be fair, I got 9 of them done and finished, and they weren't just 2-minute stitches. So, yeah. Oh. We will now have lots of little floaty things because I've just wiped the top of my cricket of dust. So I got that one done. I got this one done as well. So this was the Stitchy Herbarium series from the Stitchy sisters, which is Sarah, so I did this last year, and this was a monthly subscription. So I managed to get that one finished. That had been sitting alone on its own as well, and obviously it's not the month for witches as yet, but I was sick of looking at it, so I got this done as well. And I usually change these out. It sits there normally, and the theory was to change them out for the months. I haven't done enough of the months to do that really. I think I've only done 4 of them. I didn't manage to keep up with those last year, and again they weren't 2-minute stitches. So, and this is just literally a clippy frame, and I got this from a charity shop. I love a charity shop bargain, I really do. I was going to tell you something about a charity shop this week. Oh, I know what it was. Yeah, I know what it was, but we'll talk about it at some point, maybe when we get there. So yes, so that is Herbarium series. What else have I done? I have done another January. So this is this year's monthly doings, which is October House Fibre Arts. January. Yeah, that took a bit of doing. So yes, I found a whole load of these hoops. This was difficult because these are hoops that you've got to like roll, and every time you roll one, the other one pops up, like opposite pops up. They're really difficult to get on. So yes, they won't be coming off either because I've fully finished them into the hoop. Hang on a second, and I've got an awful cough still. Sorry about that. So yeah, really difficult to get on. How I got it in fairly relatively straight and where it's meant to be is a minor miracle. Actually, it's probably a bigger miracle than that because it was tough rolling it on. But I found these in my puffy downstairs in my footstool. I opened my footstool and had a little bit of a clear out of the stuff in there, and found some hoops that I can use, because unlike these monthly doings, I can't just switch them out. So obviously for this, because I did have to take February out to put January in to show you this morning, and I'll put February back in soon, but it means I only need one frame, whereas for these they need to be finished, so I'm going to need 12 hoops of some description. I'm not going to get fancy ones, and I had a look on Amazon and they've got really cheap ones, but and I've got some of them because I've ordered them in the past, but they are that awful. So but I don't really want to use Elbacy ones either. I suppose I need to just suck it up. Hope you can't hear my stomach rumbling. I don't even know. I had a little bit of, for any of my Scottish fellow Scots, I had some tablet for me breakfast. Yeah, no, that's really naughty. Anybody who doesn't know what tablet is, it's not pills. I mean, I've had my pills as well, but it's like a crunchy fudge Scottish tablet. Oh, it's divine, absolutely divine. So I've got some of that in the house, and I did have a couple of chunks of them before. Yeah, so my guts are probably going, this isn't breakfast food, this is wrong. Yeah, the stomach's not appreciative, but the mouth and the taste buds definitely will. So what was I saying? Hoops. Yes, I don't want to use Elbacy ones, because that, I mean, to be fair, they're only a £5. I'm saying only. I think that's, you know, that's more than I want to pay for a hoop. But realistically, saying that, it's £60 for a year's worth of hoops. So, you know, not to be sniffed at. I think it's because the other ones, like even the herbarium, I can switch them out. I only need one. So I think that's what I'm used to. But these, I mean, these can stay up. This one can stay up all winter. You know, it's not like they've got January on them, like the Wendy ones, the needle art ones. So my fourth fully finish, Winter Blessings. I love this. I love this, and it's a crap finish. Look how wonky the top is. And no, I'm not going to take it out and put it right, because I'm just not. It's a little cushion. No one's going to come in and measure. No one's going to come in and even probably look at it. So, you know, I'm not going back. So I've just used polyfibre. I put a gingham. Yes, I know I had said I was using, I had two fabrics, didn't I? Like a black fabric and a, what was the other one? Oh, it was, I'll get a hold of it. It was that one, wasn't it? But I don't know, it just wasn't sitting right. And then I caught my eye on the black gingham and I thought, you know, I like that. So I have done it with black gingham. I was going to put a lace on, and I know in my head what I wanted it to look like, and I didn't have a lace that met the criteria of what I wanted. So then I thought, do I put a chenille trim, like a chenille trim, or a mini pom-pom? I don't think it really needs it. I don't. You might disagree, but I don't think it really needs it. The only reason I'll be putting it on is to cover where I've stitched it, because I haven't done a centre snip and put it in. I've actually been good and put it into the side and then done an invisible stitch or ladder stitch, whatever you want to call it. And it felt like it was crap when I was doing it. But bearing in mind I've just had to check which side I did, it shows it can't be that bad. So, yeah, I'm not going to bother. So this is Winter Blessings by Plum Street, done on platinum, 32 count platinum. And was it with the cold for? Yes, it was with the cold for, apart from I switched out mulberry for cayenne. I'm going to have to ask Google how you pronounce that. I looked it up. Here we go.
In French it is said as cayenne, cayenne. In English, cayenne, cayenne. Here are more videos on
cayenne. There we are. So I substituted, I think it was mulberry for cayenne. Cayenne. I like that. That's a fab little site. I think I'll keep him on hand, because I'm always saying, oh, I don't know how to pronounce whatever. Excuse me. So yes, cayenne. I'll need to say that 700 times before it, because you know for a fact I'm going to have forgotten, and I'm going to be asking you next week, right? How did I pronounce it again? So that's that. And would you like to see my prototype? It is a little drawstring bag. Now it is a prototype because it was just a practice. I am making, can you remember I said me Blackbird things that I'm doing with Sarah Stonehouse? The January I did mine, but it was too big for what I wanted. So I was going to make it into what Blackbird had it as. So Sarah of the Stonehouse, she talked me through how to match the pieces together to make a drawstring bag. So I knew where to start, and then I was following this, which is from Historical Sampler Company, and so I was literally just eyeballing it to say, right, how have they done that? So anyway, I managed to do it pretty much. Obviously it hasn't been finished off here or anything. That would need to be stitched up in some little, this. So I discovered I'd done it all right, apart from I needed to put a hem in here. So I I figured out how to do it, and then I started doing it on the real thing. So this is where you start, and then I went to put it to do the drawstring bit and realised I'd stitched it upside down, or I'd sewn it upside down. So it's the prototype for it, and it worked. Although this hasn't got a lining in, the other one's got the real one will have a lining. So I was quite chuffed with myself that I actually managed to do it, apart from put a little hem in. The problem is, when I did this, by this point I'd spent a good few hours on trying to get my brain around what I needed to do. And when I realised I'd sewn it upside down, I was just like, no, there's a naughty step. Go on, get yourself away. It's the third step up, and I don't want to see you until I decide you can come off that step. So I have no doubt I'll probably have to make another prototype to figure it out again when I get back to it, because I'll have forgotten. But regardless, I was quite chuffed that I managed to do it in a fashion. Gosh, I might have to, do you know what, a cup of tea might help right now. Right, new starts. Speaking of Sarah and so we're doing a Blackbird smaller month to make it into a little book at the end. So my February one I have taken from My Dear Hearts, obviously Blackbird, and oh that's right, I'd made it up. I did it, Kim, Contented Needleworker. She just does what she wants. It's great. She's wild. Just goes off-piste all the time. Hey, I tell you, I've been kind of not watching, but when I've been out and round at people's houses, they've had the Winter Olympics on, and they've had those things where you skid down a barrel, do you know what I mean, on a tin tray. Everyone, you know for a fact these guys have practiced with their mum's baking trays. You know they have. They've took the baking trays out on the sledge on the hills where all the kids go sledging, and that's where they do their practice, I'm sure. But it's weird. I'm sorry, there isn't I have no comprehension of why you'd want to become proficient in sliding on a baking tray. I just don't get that. I don't get it. Don't get it. Right. So yes, I decided I was going to take this flower and then add the little hearts in. And I got halfway through the flower. So yes, did I change? I did. I changed all of them. Mainly because I didn't change the colours, as it were. I just didn't have the called for. And for the sake of the size of this, I am not buying in new skeins of over dyes. So I am doing it with Magnolia Blossom, Balsam Fir and Adobe by Weeks, the other two Classic Colourworks. And I am doing it on Driftwood, which I have no idea who it's by. And I haven't shown you these either. Got these 36 count Driftwood fabrics by Stephanie. Oh, well, it's a lovely bit of fabric as well. Look at that. I'll definitely buy some more of this. Really nice bit of fabric. So yes, I'm halfway through, and I'm just going to put the little hearts at the side. And that is going to be my February. I'm much more mindful now about the size of things. I mean, I tried to be in the beginning, but I think I did. Because I know Sarah was going, oh, if I do this and it'll work out 5 by something, I was just like, yeah. I half listened to her and then cracked on with what I thought she'd said. didn't really work. There's loads of dust. Told you, there'll be loads of dust this week. So, yes, I'll definitely be using this fabric again. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Did I start the other one? No, I didn't. I've got another one in there. I was going to say I'll show you while I'm here, but I can't because it's literally just the photocopy of the pattern that's in there. I can't show you that. It was the one I was originally going to do, but then when I realised I'd made the balls up of Christmas, of the one in January, yes, I put my thinking cap on and started a different one instead. Shut up, Sherrie. Just move on. Move on. Move on. Nothing to see here. My other new start. I loved Winter Blessings so much. I had to get the spring one. And I have now got the autumn and summer in my cart of 1, 2, 3 stitch. But of course Nashville's coming up, so... And I don't need to do obviously summer or autumn right now, so we'll see. Anyway, so this is Spring Blessings by Plum Street. So this week I suddenly found my meditative mojo stitch, and I'm sure it was on Wednesday, and that was when I started this. I just, yeah, but I was going out, that's right, I went out to see my friend Ross, and I was gutted because I could have stayed quite happily and I wouldn't have gotten this finished, but I would have gotten a good way through it. This is the loveliest stitch, it really is. I am doing it with all of the called for, I think. I think I am, you know. And I think that was why I got so excited. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what I decided to do. Because that's right, so I've ticked them off, you see, on the when I photocopied it, I've ticked them off. No, that's Winter Blessings. I'm lying. They're not. I think I just took, if I've had, yeah, that's right. So, pea pod avocado. Yeah, no, I have done it with all of the called for. Apart from this one's got cayenne in it as well. Is that how it was said it was pronounced, cayenne? And cayenne's not on me. That's Winter Blessings I'm looking at as well. I'm doing it with these. I'm doing it with these threads, right? I will check the next week as to whether I've done the... Why have I not? It's spring. I haven't thingied them off, and I don't know. I'm doing them with called for. That's why. Most of the called for is DMC. That's why I'm confused, because there wasn't enough over dyes, or there wasn't a lot of over dyes. I thought, oh, I must have substituted, but I haven't. The only one I haven't got is Eve's Leaves in the over dyes. The rest of them I had in, so I just need to, while I'm up here, source the equivalent of Eve's Leaves in DMC and then possibly match it up to another over dye just to get the variegation thread. Although on these smaller stitches you can't tell a lot. Or maybe I've already done that. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, there's me. Me pattern for me. February. Me Blackbird. Right, so that is all. Fully finishes. Oh, I thought I had a finish. Obviously not. Right, let me organise these a bit and I'll be back with you. It's cold here. I've just put the heating on. I'm absolutely frozen. But we've got snow. But literally a very light dusting of snow. But I still wasn't expecting it. I looked at the weather yesterday because there was a big snow warning for half the UK, and of course we weren't due to get any. Not according to me weather app anyway, but my weather app was wrong. I don't care what the weatherman says because he is often wrong. Anyone remember that song? Anyway, I forgot to show you how I'd finished it. So I literally just thingied it. I cut it really, really close, and then I glued it with my hot glue gun around here. And the reason I use my hot glue gun, because normally I use a fabric glue, is purely because of Helen D. I watched her finishing tutorial on something, I can't remember what it was. It was a few weeks ago now. But she'd used a hot glue gun, and I was like, well, if she can do it, then so can I. So I got my hot glue gun out and I did it. Because fabric glue is great, but obviously it's not an instant fix, so it takes a lot longer to do. So anyway, because of that, and then I just stuck this in the middle. Again, the reason why, because normally I would stick it to the outer edge. I would pull it in with cinch it in with a thread, and then put a felt piece around the outside on the top. And but I had found when I was doing my little clear out in my footstool, I found 3 of these that I'd cut, but they were obviously too small to go around the edge, and I thought, how am I going to do this then? And then it dawned on us that I could do plus. There wasn't enough spare on the fabric to cinch it in where I'd positioned it when I was stitching it on the fabric. Long story short, I did it a different way for different reasons, but I have to confess it was much quicker doing it this way, so I am very, very, very tempted to do it again like that, because Helen D says you can. Yeah, Helen D says you can, so that's all right. So, next one. Oh, getting too excited. Oh, what's going on? Sorry. Right, next one. Whips. If anyone's new around, whips stands for work in progress. So my entire life is a whip. This one is Winter Rose Manor. I am 150% in love with this so much. I'm still annoyed about all of this tatty. I was telling somebody in the UK was saying that they were finding it really difficult to get. I paid a lot of money to get this through Etsy, and when it arrived, it was just sent as the book. It didn't have anything to stop it getting, to keep it flat, and it had obviously been sort of bitten into by some sort of a machine or mangled up in some way. So I'm gutted. I spent, and it was about £30 I spent to get it shipped. So really annoyed. I'll never order from them again. So yes, went to Rose Manor anyway. This is my restart that I'm doing. So this is as far as I am. She's coming on. So basically I managed to get the entire bowl of flowers finished. Concentrated on that. I hate these kind of things. I'm much more like I love these trees because it's like a knit one, purl one. It's a repetitive pattern. So yeah, I'm pleased to have these done because I wanted to get into the house basically. So I have started, I've done the beginnings of a roof. The speaker a bit further away, otherwise it might sound like I'm shouting at you. And I started on the conch, and I had a bit of a do with the conch because I had 5 skeins of conch on me thing. The reason I had 5 was I had 2, it looked like I had 2 different dye lots. I don't know whether, I think I'd started off, 2 of them were like a salmony colour and the other, no sorry, 3 of them were like a salmony colour and 2 of them were the pinky colour. So I needed to figure out which one I went with. So I started with the salmony one that I had because I had 3 skeins of that. I was going to say for this, but it's not. That's roasted marshmallow. So I started with the salmony one and I did a full skein of it. And I thought that's not, it's meant to be rose. Rose is pink. So yeah, I frogged it and went back in. So I've now got 2 of these. I hope I can, because I'm only doing it 1 thread. It's 36 count winter brew by R&R and I'm just doing it with 1 thread. So I'm hoping I can get to the end with only 2 skeins. But if I don't, I'm pretty sure it was the salmon conch that was the odd dye lot. I think it's normally a pinky colour. I'm hoping. So if I do need it replacing, I'm hoping that I can get another pinky conch rather than a salmon conch. Have I said conch enough in that little review? Yeah. And this isn't to do with this isn't because of what the shops have given me. It's fine. It's just obviously the dye lots, that's all. And no, I didn't order. This wasn't one of the ones where I ordered 5 and they sent me 2 of one and 3 of another. I've ordered them separately. So just being different dye lots, that's all. But I love this. I am loving it. I might stitch on this today. I need to stop saying that though, because whatever I say, I might stitch on. It's suddenly the last thing I want to stitch on. But that is lovely. It will be nice to have that finished. I think I can do it while I'm still in winter-y zone. If I put a bit of effort in, I think I can have that done this year and not put it away for next winter. I can have it up on my wall. So that's my first width. How many have I got, by the way? 1. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll show you this one next. I was doing this one yesterday. So this is when I can find the patterns. This is my monthly doings for this year, and this is my February stitch, which is all about Mr. Love himself, or Ms. Love herself. So it's the Shepherd's Year by October House Fibre Arts. I'm you wouldn't think I'm an experienced stitcher. I mean, I've been stitching for 43 years. 43 years I've been doing cross stitch. And I am still making schoolgirl errors. Just defies belief sometimes, it really does. So, this is as far as I am. Schoolgirl error. How much do I want at the top? And how much am I going to have left at the bottom? Like, Sherrie, what were you thinking? What on earth were you thinking? I know how to measure it. I know how to, you know, I mean, normally I do a top left start, but with these, I've done, if I look at all the others, I hope I've done a middle start. Like, I've come to the middle, done a cross, and then counted up to start at the top. God only knows what I was thinking with this one. So, but it's fine. I managed to get to the bottom of here. So that's as far down as it goes. Doesn't go any further. I'm hoping I can get me hoop in. Because I know when you're looking at this one, you see, I think I'm going to get the hoop. I'll have nothing to spare on the other side. But I'm praying I'll get the hoop in. She went on the naughty step a little while when I realised this. It was a couple of weeks ago. And I was just like, oh, what? Mr. Valentine, do better. Just do better, right? So anyway, it's lovely, isn't it? It's really pretty. I'm loving these, you know. I think these might be my favourite monthly doings. She says, although I hate these and I hate the arbor. Again, these are just, I just don't. I don't know if it's because it's the colour. I was telling you I didn't like the baby spinach. But anyway, I am doing this with, no, I'm not doing it with the called for because I didn't have the called for. I just sourced what looked to my eye like it was meant to be. And I love the hat. I'm doing the hat with Ladybug, Classic Colourworks Ladybug there. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous red. And I don't think I've got any more. So I'm going to have to get another couple of skeins of that to have in. Because look at the variegation, man. Isn't that lovely? So I haven't got much more to do. Literally down here. And then finish the hat to the bottom. And that's it. I will be done. Bit of luck. Next week. It's been done, by the way, on 32 count platinum. 2/2. Yes, I know. 2/2. We hate 2/2. But fortunately, they're only little ones. And I wanted to use some of me 32-inch fabric? 32 count fabric. I keep thinking I should have a de-stash, really, of me 32 count. Because I don't use it very often. So it's a bit of a shame somebody who loves 32 count hasn't got it to spread their kind of love. Now, this is one that I haven't picked up for months and months and months. So you haven't seen this for a little bit of a long while. This is the Rosebush sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. I love this so much. But this was another one where I didn't enjoy the There's no real... Sherrie. What isn't there? Come on, what isn't there? There's no real repetitive pattern on it. It's not like a Quaker where you would have like chunks. But, oh, she's beautiful. Look at her. Isn't she the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Can't I didn't realise I was this far when I picked her up again. I don't know why I didn't realise, but I didn't. So what have I done since you last saw her? Basically, I came and I did some vegetables when I picked her back up. Oh, I need to get some of the vegetables done. So I did, actually from here down. So I've done all the flowers and the leaves coming down that left-hand side. Oh. And I'm doing this on 36 count parchment with all of the called for. She's just takes my breath away. And I did see this on one of Carol Saltbox's favourites. Oh, they're not doing it anymore. They were really funny. Julie and it's gone. It's gone. Menopause has been ransacking my brain and it's taken away. Running with stitching with Julie and oh God, Jane, I think it's Jane. You know who I mean, don't yous? It was very funny. They were very funny. I liked them. But let's be honest, anybody Carol likes that, you know, we've all got to watch. Yeah, she's the boss. She is. Just in case you've forgotten, the godmother of cross stitch herself. Yeah. Anyway, isn't she gorgeous? Is it Running with Scissors? Stitching with Jane and Julie? Something like that. It is, isn't it? I might stitch on her today. Do you know what I'm going to do? I was just about to say I'm going to say it on everyone, and then one of them it'll be true about. But no, because then what'll happen is I'll end up picking up, like I picked up this, I'll end up picking on one that I haven't even shown you. But this was just, I don't know why, I started thinking about, did anybody else do that? You just start and think about a stitch that you've done. That you haven't done for ages. So yeah, for whatever reason, she just popped in my head and I thought, I need her. I do, I need to move her downstairs. And hopefully I won't move her back upstairs now until she's finished. So this is War Jacob. It's pretty, you know, this dusting of white that we've got. So hopefully it won't be too much. It won't stop people doing what they need to do today, put it that way. Won't cause too much disruption. Not so many broken hips. So if you're, you know, if you've got osteoporosis or whatever, just keep yourself in the house. just in case. I'm standing here with this. Today's been a bit of a car crash, hasn't it? I can only apologise. God knows how long it'll be. So, Forget Me Not by Modern Folk Embroidery. Yes, I'm going to hold that up there for the duration, for the 2 hours it takes us to get through this. So, what have I done? Well, I have finished a motif. So I've done, oh, in fact, I've done a little bit. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. I've got no idea. I finished this motif here. So this is done in king mackerel. And I came in and did this teeny little one here as well in Suit Gentle Arts. It's coming. There's still a lot to go, but it's starting to look like what I envisaged. Actually, it's starting to look better than what I thought it would. This really draws the eye over this side. So I need the eye drawn back over here. And I'm doing this on 40 count anthracite by Zweigart with Weeks King Mackerel, Gentle Art Suit and Weeks White Lightning. Fab, isn't it? That's got a good chunk to go. A doggone good chunk. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We are getting there. What time are we on? 7:30. 7:30. I nearly made a cup of tea before, but I couldn't be bothered. It's the only thing, and I think I've said this before, it's the only thing I miss about having a partner is them making you a cup of tea. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing? I mean, these virtual husbands that treat us with lovely gifts are great, but they cannot make a decent cup of tea, can they? So, that's why I go and visit my friend Ross. It's the only chance I get to get a man and make us a cup of tea. And I'll give him his dues, he can actually make a decent cup of tea. I mean, he's definitely marriage material, really. I'm going to tell him that. Actually, I will tell him that because he's been married twice. So, yeah, they obviously saw his potential. Making a cup of tea. Yeah, I like a proper builder's cup of tea. Okay, Cross Stitch Antiques, and this is AB 1816 Quaker sampler by the wonderful Kathleen Littleton. She's starting to look like something now. So when you last saw her, I was up to C, I think, or D. I don't know. I was up here doing something. So basically, I've come along to, I'm at N. How far is there to go? Oh, there's still O, P, Q and R on this bit. So there's 5. Must actually be square, you know. Doesn't look it, does it? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, like the bottom ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's 5 down as well. So, I mean, I'll need to count it obviously when I start going down. But yeah, I've just noticed that. So this has been done on 40 count Ashley down by Tabby Cat. It's fabulous. The Rosebush sampler would look good in this as well. Really, really would. Yeah. And it's only been done with 4 colours. These are the called for Eversoir 103s. And I noticed yesterday, or the other day when I was stitching on it, this green here, this darker green, is only used for, because these are Algerian eyelet stitches, they're only used for that. So it's actually only being done with 3 colours. And even then, I think the brown is only used for some of the letters. I haven't gotten to where the brown is, yeah. I think it's all done with 2 colours. The goldy and the green. It's cool, eh? I've just caught my eye on this now. I got this from my friend Anne with an A, that you know. Have you seen Teresa Corgett's new release? Anne with an A. I think she's been watching this, you know. We've given her ideas. I do. Because my Anne with an A or Anne without an A started when I started doing Mama Loves You, GB. Her, what was it meant to be called? What is it actually called? Can't remember, but it was a big sampler, big red sampler that I did. Can't remember. It was fabulous. I loved every stitch of that. Really did. And that was where, because I used to always say it was done with an Anne without an A. Oh, it was A something. My wonderful friend Lynn of Lynn and Bob sent me some of the history around it. And anyway, that evolved into Anne with an A or Anne without an A. And then this lady introduced herself with I'm Anne with an A. And that was it. She just became Anne with an A. So, yeah, I think Teresa Corgett. I think we are influencers, us guys. Influencers. Oh, dread to think. Don't ever allow me to influence anything. Please don't, because that wouldn't be healthy, and it wouldn't be conducive to living a safe life. Last one, Mirabilia, Snow Queen. We are here. Let's just move this needle minder out the way. Yeah. I'm going to turn this light right around. For once, I'm going to shine it. There, can you see the sparkle? So what have I done since you last saw her? Quite a lot. So I've come down here and I have finished the reindeer, her beautiful ribbons, cascading behind her. So this has got, you can see, it's got the lines of beads. This looks fabulous. Our ribbons. These beads have really added. I haven't just done the beads. There was like a couple of little stitches that I'd missed out as well. So some of these little darker ones where there's only been 2 or 3 stitches, I'd ignored them when I was stitching it normally. So once I've put them in, they've really brought that twist of the ribbon to life. I have also done, so all of this white down here is all beads. So I've done this chunk of beads and that chunk of beads down here as well. We've done this, you can see it's sparkling there. And then I moved over here and I've done her saddle. So there was quite a lot on here that I'd missed, both stitching and beads. So I've backtracked and done all the stitching. Oh, God. And then up here, there was some of this, her hand that was missing, and beads coming down her arm. And then there was a few beads, a few chunks of beads that I hadn't done. And then I've come down here as well and finished off this last couple. I've obviously just ran out of steam. Finished off the last couple of stripes, I suppose, on a, is it a bridle, whatever you would call it? That's what you would call it. So I've done quite a lot. She's just stunning. I wonder if you can see. You still can't. The sparkler, oh, that's a little bit better. I was going to say you still can't see much of the beadage on her beautiful reindeer. I was thinking, you know, oh, I'm nearly at the end of her. Nearly at the end. And then I picked her up yesterday, actually, for a little sneaky extra day's stitch. And I was sort of doing all this, and then I started to come down here, and I looked at where I wanted to go next and realised actually there's quite a long way to go. So I've still got all of this on our skirt all the way down. There's beads goes in all of this, but there's also these sort of crosses, and there are those still that I haven't done on our saddle. So down the blue, down here, there's some little crosses that need to go in of beads as well. We've got, obviously, so there's all of our skirt going down, and then we've got down here, there's a whole load of beads, and then there's beads at the end, and then along here, and then down here, there's a lot of bugle beads coming down her fur. So there's a lot to do still. But yeah, I might get this finished. Not yet, but you might get finished. Look at that, man. Oh. Every bit I put the beads in, I think, oh, that's the best yet. Because I thought the braid was the best yet. And then when I did these ribbons, the way it makes it look like they're twisting, it was like, oh, that's the best yet. But I still think a braid is the cleverest thing. The way Brenda, well, she's another one who uses shading really well. But Nora, the way they've she shaded her braid. So that's it. That is all of my stitching. So I've just got some gifts, forward plans. I will be back with you in a second. Right, let's have a look at what my virtual husband brought me this week. Fabric. This is 40 count pistachio from Northumberland Sampler House. She's got so many nice stuff. So many nice stuff. So much nice stuff. Is that better grammar? Can't remember. So yes, it's a darker green than what I was expecting. Did I tell you it was 40 count pistachio? I don't know. Starting to lose the will. Yeah, it's darker than I thought it would be, but it'll be really lovely for a Halloween silhouette stitch. I think that would be perfect for. So I got that. I also got 2 of these. So these are 2-inch linen band snippet kits. So I got this one, and you get everything you need with it. You get the pattern and all of that jazz. You get the, I'm saying you get everything. You get the fabric, and you also get a card of the sampler that it came from. So this is Elizabeth Simpson. So I got her, and I also got this little lady. MV 1795. Sorry. Let me have a look at this one. Oh, I think it is just called MV 17, who did I say? 1796. I'm pretty sure that's not the number I just said. I was reading it and I made it up, even though I was reading it at the time. So that's this one. With the, do you know, it's the one thing, these samplers that I've got nudie people on, they just don't do it for me. They just don't, and I don't know why. I know they're on quite a lot, and obviously it's Adam and Eve, but I have no will or want to stitch people in the buff. I just don't, and I don't understand how, like, some people are right into it. It's not, sorry, I don't mean that judgment. What I mean is the desire to do it. It fascinates me how we all have different desires to do it, and some people are, yeah, they're like, yeah, it's great, it's a great pattern. And I'm like, how can you like that? I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. But then there's other people would look at the stuff I do, like samplers, and go, how can you do that? How can you do an alphabet again and again and again and again and again? Yeah, just fascinating. So that is Northumberland Sampler House. I also got a little package from my favourite Derg, a token Derg. And I got this month's Thread Club. So let me have a look. Wait till I put my gaps on because I won't be able to read. Cappuccino, Weeks Dye Works, Capri. Yeah, Capri. That's a bunny colour. Cardinal. It's a lovely red. Caramel. It's like a green and cream. And Caribbean. Look at that. Oh, it matches me. God, that's literally like tone on tone, isn't it? Wow. Okay, and I got Classic Colourworks chopped chives. Cinnamon toast, like that. Clay pot, cloud, and cobbled peach. Perfect skin colour for us whiteys. I also got something from her D-stash. She was taking some stuff to Floss Friends to D-stash, but she'd put them on me chat saying, does anybody want these before I take them at the weekend? So I got a couple of them, but it was a bit of a swap because it worked out being exactly the same price. So Rachel is going to have my even weave. I'll have to find it. The even weave that I got from Xtew that I said I wasn't happy with. So she was like, oh, I'll buy it off you, no problem. So it ended up where the stuff I got from her worked out was exactly the same. So I got some embroidery Owl Forest. Owl Forest embroidery, isn't it? And this is for, it's called October Mood. Now I've already got the pattern, but I didn't have the threads, so yeah. So I got those from Rachel. I got this pumpkin topiary. Oh, we'll need to go back to Google and ask him, won't we? By, who's it by? Oh God, I've just put the price on as well. Scissortail Designs. Come on. Yes, Scissortail Designs. And I also got, I love this, Romy's Creations Halloween needle book. Got the price on this one. But Dundee stash. So over the moon. I'll quite happily start that. So they are my gifts for this week. Forward plans. I need to finish my February October house. I need to finish my February Blackbird. I've done my hands-on design. Is there anything else that I need to do for me monthlies? What else do I need to do? I think just carry on. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. I would like to stick with my winter things for the moment, because February is still very much the winter as far as I'm concerned. I'm also looking forward to March. So in March it's going to be my birthday month, and I was thinking of, not sure what I'm going to do yet specifically, but I was thinking about doing something along the lines of just doing the samplers. So Rosebush sampler and Red Pot sampler and AB 1816, those kinds. I was thinking about trying to stick to those in March, apart from me monthly things that I have to do. So to get some real sort of progress, I would really like to double down on Winter Rose Manor and get some of that done. I'd love to be able to get that finished this year. The other thing I'm going to do is a monogamous week. So I've decided, I had my week in, I think it was the 3rd of November or the 8th of November. I think it was the 8th of November, because I looked it up, that I had my monogamous week with Sarah Stonehouse. And I got quite a lot done on my Red Pot sampler. So I'm thinking about making that, well, no, I am going to make that into a regular thing. So I'm going to do it quarterly. So I looked up the dates for starting on the 8th of November, and I should have done it last week for like a quarterly. So anyway, I'm going to start, let me have a look, see if I can find the dates. 22nd of February. So when's that? So I'm going to do 22nd of February, 24th of May, 23rd of August and 22nd of November. So they'll be my quarterly monogamous stitches. And when is the 22nd? So it's not next week, but the week after that I'm going to do that. So on those weeks, I've got a bit of an idea. I won't be doing a floss tube on the Saturday, but I will be doing something else, and I've got some ideas on that. So I'm working my way through that at the moment. So yes, that's what I'm kind of planning coming up, sort of longish term. Well, I'm saying longish term, like February and March. I'm not just looking at what I'm doing next week. So yes, that's it. is there anything else? I know I need to still tell you. Now, Anne with an E reminded me this week that I had said on a Flosstuber a little while ago that I'd been a bit of a wally. And she was asking me what it was. All it was, what are they called? So it was people from New Zealand. And what do they call them? Dodos? Not dodos. No, there's no dodos. They're extinct, aren't they? Kiwis. Not dodos. I didn't know that a kiwi was an animal. It's a bird. It's a bird. I had no clue that a kiwi was a bird. Was it a living, breathing thing? I thought it was like, well, I know kiwis are the fruits, and I think I didn't know why New Zealand people were called kiwis. I think I just thought that they liked kiwis and that's it. And I did look it up, and it turned out they were actually, because I didn't know you grew kiwis in New Zealand. And apparently it's like one of the biggest exports, or it used to be one of the biggest exports. I didn't know that. That A, kiwi was a bird, and 2, New Zealand grew kiwis. That to me is really. And even though I found this out a little while ago, I'm still really. So yes, I just can't believe how thick I am at times. I've managed to live 51 years without finding out that a kiwi is a bird, without even caring to find out why New Zealand is called kiwis. Who knew? Who knew? So that's all it was. Is that me then? I think that's me. I think I've probably yammered on enough. So, it's Valentine's Day. I was thinking about looking up a final thought about love, but nah, it's all a bit twee. Anyway, I don't know if I told you, so I'm going out with my best mate for tea tonight. It's a bit of an accident that it happens to be, what do you call it, Valentine's Day. But we usually meet up once a month, and I always jokingly call it date night. Me and Julie have date night. So yeah, for all those who are single, I hope you've got some lovely friends around you. I hope you're doing something really nice with either somebody else or nobody else, and that you're okay with that. So today's final thought, though, is kind of about friends. And I don't know who said it, I just read it somewhere and it just made me laugh. So today's final thought, hopefully, is to put a smile on your face. And I will leave you with lots of love. There is nothing better than a friend, unless it's a friend with chocolate. Bye for now.